Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Corner. Welcome to Art Regner's video blog for FoxSportsDetroit.com. And today we're talking about what everybody in the state of Michigan is talking about, the big basketball game between the number 4 ranked Michigan Wolverines and the number 8 ranked Michigan State Spartans, to be played at the Breslin Center in East Lansing at 9 o'clock tonight. Of course, I'll be watching the State of the Union speech, and so you'll have to tell me what happens in the game. No. I will not be watching the State of the Union. Obviously, I'll be watching this game and DVRing the State of the Union. You've got to watch the State of the Union. I mean, it's the State of the Union. Anyway, tonight, though, it's about the state of basketball in the state of Michigan. And before I even talk about tonight's game, Michigan State's going to win tonight's game. As much as I love Michigan, I graduated from Michigan, and Michigan is my school, I'm telling you right now, Michigan State will win tonight's game, and it's very important for Michigan State to win this game. And the reason it is because Michigan, in a short period of time, you've got to give it to John Beilein and what he has been able to do. Michigan has been able to turn the tide in the state of basketball. Look, I'm not dissing Michigan State here. I'm just saying that Michigan now is starting to become a major player back in college basketball. That's why a couple of weeks ago I told you it was so important for them to get the number 1 ranking. My point being is if Michigan wins this game tonight in East Lansing, and then in early March, March 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, whenever they play in Ann Arbor in a nationally televised game on CBS at 4 o'clock, has the tide turned? I don't know if the tide is turned, because you can never count Tom Izzo out. That's why Michigan State is where they're at right now, atop the Big Ten standings along with Indiana, and kind of laying in the weeds. They're a good, tough, physical basketball team, the Spartans. Michigan, on the other hand, under John Beilein, is more up and down, fast tempo, fast pace, shooting threes, playing pretty good defense. I think their defense is underrated. However, Michigan's interior defense is bad. I think that State realizes that they have to try harder, and Michigan always gets the benefit of the doubt. And that's just the way it is, and it's probably not fair. That's why this game is important to Michigan State. Hopefully you can follow that line of reasoning. Now, what's going to happen in tonight's game? I don't think Jordan Morgan's going to play much, or if at all, which means Michigan's interior defense, which isn't all that great even with Jordan Morgan in there, although he's a pretty good defender. And I know that Mitch McGary has taken some steps, but I think the inside game of Adrian Payne and Derek Nix is going to eat Michigan up, and that will be the difference in the ball game. I think that Keith Appling will do just enough on Trey Burke to counter Trey Burke. I think Trey Burke's going to have a good game, although I'm afraid that Trey Burke, because especially in the Big Ten season, he hasn't been allowed to, penetrate. I mean, people are keeping him. Anyone who's defending Trey Burke now in the Big Ten is keeping him in front of them, meaning he can't, weave and dish the ball off and get open shots for Nick Stauskas and Glenn Robinson III, and that's why Nick Stauskas and Glenn Robinson III have been a little bit neutralized at this point. So hopefully Trey Burke plays within himself, and if he does, I'm not saying Michigan's going to get blown out in this game. I just don't see how they're going to win this game in East Lansing, because there's a lot riding on it, and I think Tom Izzo knows this is a very important game for his program. It's important for Michigan from a national perspective as far as proving that they can win a big game, especially a Big Ten game, on the road in a hostile environment that the Breslin Center is. But they just were in the Kohl Center. They played down in Illinois, which isn't easy, and then, of course, in Columbus and in Indiana, at Assembly Hall. So, I mean, Michigan has played in some pretty tough environments, although it's a different level where you're playing your arch rival in their own building at Michigan State, especially anytime Michigan comes up to East Lansing. It is an intense feeling and rivalry. The State fans are really good fans. They're behind their club, and I think that even though Michigan might be used to it, it'll be interesting to see how Stauskas and Robinson, GR3, respond to that crowd. But I really do think the difference of this game is going to be the play of Nix and Payne, and I think that even though McGary will try his best, and I'm sure that Jordan Morgan's going to try to give Michigan some minutes. I think that in the end, Michigan State wins this ball game. The rematch in Ann Arbor will be interesting. I think that they'll probably end up splitting the season series. But if Michigan were to win this game and then win in Ann Arbor, I think that everything that Tom Izzo has done is not going to be swept away. They're still a national power. They'll still get national respect. But now you got the guy down the street, Michigan, which doesn't have to try as hard to get the national recognition and accolades. That's just the way it is. That's the playing surface. Michigan is considered to be a quote-unquote one of the brand names in college football. That's why it's important for Michigan State, not only college football, in college athletics, but football too, of course. But that's my point. I think it's a really big game for Michigan State. I think the Spartans come through. I think Michigan will give it everything they have. I think Trey Burke has to play within himself, and hopefully the freshmen Robinson and Stauskas will be able to find their stroke. I have no problem. Tim Hardaway Jr. has proven to me that he is definitely a player, and I like Mitch McGary. It's just that there's not enough fouls for him to give in order to have a complete impact in this game. So that'll do it. I know some of you might think I'm full of it, especially you Spartan fans, but remember, my Greek heritage, my grandfather immigrated from Greece, traced our family roots back to the city-state of Sparta. That's right, I have actual Spartan blood coursing through my veins. Anyway, that'll do it for this edition of Art Regner's video blog. Enjoy the game tonight. It should be really, really great. And try to catch that State of the Union, too. Get involved. All right, until we meet again, which will be tomorrow, I'm Art Regner for FoxSportsDetroit.com. Have a safe and pleasant one, everyone. We'll see you. Bye-bye.